some new artwork over here to show you guys. There. Hazel and Ron are getting into watercolors and they are creating some beautiful stuff, if I do say so myself. Oh, and that one's new too. Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. I have this weird stretch of time in between scheduled videos and I thought I'll do a tag video. I am notoriously bad about doing tag videos. This one is coming in about a year and a half later than everyone else on earth. That's about how bad I am. But like I said, I have nothing to film for the next few days and I thought, why not? This tag was possibly the most interesting tag I've seen so far. There's probably a lot of tags I haven't seen, but this tag was created by Georgia Harris and it is called the Makeup Collection tag. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. In my attempts to research this tag, I looked for Georgia Harris's channel and it's missing. So if anybody knows where Georgia Harris went, leave a comment down below and let us know what's going on with that, because she's disappeared and her and I are not that close. She doesn't know who I am and I really don't know her that well, but I hope she's doing well. I hope she's okay. And yeah, she created this tag about a year and a half ago and I'm just doing it now. I cannot leave Georgia Harris's channel link down below because like I said, currently her channel is not up. So I have nothing to link down below, unfortunately. But this tag consisted of 14 questions and they kind of spoke to me. So I thought maybe you'd like to hear my thoughts about these topics. Question number 1, how long have you been collecting makeup? A long time. I seriously got into the collecting of makeup in 2010. That's when I got my first iPhone. That's when I discovered that YouTube had more to offer than adorable panda babies sneezing and monkeys sniffing their fingers after digging in their butts. I honestly did not know that there was anything else on YouTube other than those types of videos until I stumbled across a video from It's Judy Time and I was in love and I was hooked. And I made it my mission to start collecting everything recommended by every beauty YouTuber I could find. I would argue that I was collecting makeup before that as well, but it really ramped up in 2010 when I discovered beauty channels on YouTube. Question number 2 is, what kind of collection do you have? Minimal, utilitarian, aesthetic, historical, eclectic. I think a lot of people have answered with the term eclectic. I would agree with that as well. I would say my collection is very eclectic. I love the idea of having a utilitarian makeup collection, but I am far from that. At this point, I would say it's either historical or eclectic. Number 3, are you a completionist? Yes, I am 100% a completionist. That has been one of the hardest things for me to change in the process of going on a low buy and getting my numbers down and not overwhelming myself with makeup, is breaking that completionist mindset. I would argue that a huge help in that process has been ColourPop. There was a time when I was trying to keep up with the ColourPop releases and they really helped me to get over it because I could not keep up. It was impossible for me to keep up with the ColourPop releases. So kind of realizing that I was not going to have every ColourPop product ever released and that I'm going to have to accept that helped me to accept other types of products and other brands that I couldn't complete as well. And just really committing to the low buy and committing towards lowering my numbers has helped with that as well. But at heart, I am definitely a completionist, 100%. And I'm like that in every area of life, not just with makeup. I've said this before, I've never properly been diagnosed as a hoarder. I've never properly been diagnosed as having some compulsive behaviors, but I definitely see some compulsive behaviors within myself and some hoarding tendencies within myself. So yes, that personality goes right along with the type of personality that wants one of everything. It just all goes hand in hand. Number 4, how do you store and organize your collection? I've talked about this a lot, and I think I've shown it in some videos, but I refer to the office as my storage all the time. Where we are right now is, we are in my dining room actually, and this is a hallway down here, and down this hallway is a bathroom and an office, and I get ready down here in this bathroom every day. It's just kind of become a habit. Growing up, I always got ready in the upstairs bathroom, which was like more private. There was really no chance of guests coming in to use that bathroom, so I could make a mess and, you know, it was fine. But for some reason in my house, here where I live, I have made this downstairs bathroom my area where I get ready every morning. And I think it's because I'm the first one up and everybody else is still sleeping. So if I come down here, I could be noisy without having to worry about waking other people up. That's probably why I get ready down here. It's not very convenient because when guests come, I have to hide everything and I have to all of a sudden pack everything up and make it look presentable, because from day to day, my downstairs bathroom, which is my guest bathroom, is not what I would call presentable. So that's kind of inconvenient, but I used to store my makeup upstairs, and when I realized I was getting ready down here from day to day, I moved all my makeup down here and it's in the office. I have an Alex 6-drawer set, which when I bought it, or when it was gifted to me from my husband, I could only fill up like 4.5 drawers, and now it's overflowing. I have some Muji drawers on top of that. I have a plastic like 3-drawer on wheels storage system, the kind of thing you buy at Walmart. I have one of those. I have these bins that my brother bought me that I'm storing things in. It's really unorganized, it's really messy, and it's not great. It's not great at all. And I would say that a huge goal of mine would be to get back to the point where all of my makeup fits in the Alex 6-drawer system. That is a huge lifelong goal, from all of my makeup to fit in the 6-drawer system once again, eventually. One day. Number 5, what is my favorite thing about my collection? I would say that at this point, as of today, the favorite thing about my collection is 2 things. One, I do know what I have. I have a much better understanding today of what I have and what it's gonna take to use what I have. I'm just really more in tune with my makeup collection, whereas in previous years, I was just buying. Sometimes I would buy something without even realizing I already owned it. So I do feel like I have a better idea of what makeup I own. Another thing that I really like about my makeup collection is that compared to previous years, the amount of makeup I have that's unused and never been used is less than in previous years. In previous years, I had this huge collection of makeup that had never been opened, never been touched, and was basically just being stored indefinitely for future use. And I do feel like because of the projects I've been doing, like Project 10 Uses and the dust collectors, these different challenges I've set for myself over the last couple years, I do have more makeup that's used versus not used, and that makes me feel better. My makeup is looking more loved through like pan in every palette. I have more palettes with pans, and so these things are making me feel really good about my makeup collection. The other thing, which is ridiculous, but I have to say it, is that currently there's nothing in my makeup collection that stinks, which again is another thing I couldn't have said in previous years. I had such a hard time letting go of my makeup that I would hold on to expired makeup that was not only old but had gone bad. It smelled, or it was hard, or it had changed consistency, or whatever. But I have since found the strength to throw items away that are garbage and unusable and let them go. And yeah, I'm really proud of myself for that. And those are things I really like about my makeup collection, because it took a long time to get to this point. It's been years of slow progress. I'm like a little turtle, but I do change eventually. I do make changes slowly, and I'm very proud of the changes I've made. And I do think for the most part, the changes I've made are for the better. Question number 6, what is the least favorite thing about your collection or something to improve? Well, on the other side, the least favorite thing about my collection is the knowledge that I still have more makeup than I can realistically use up, and that makes me really sad. I can look at my makeup collection and know that some of these items are going to have to be thrown away before I could really enjoy them and use them, and that makes me very sad. And it is a huge reminder when I have the urge to buy makeup that I can't, because there's really no point. I have more than I can use and it's going to go bad. So that is definitely something that I'm reminded of very frequently, that especially when it comes to like lipsticks and lip glosses, lip products in general, cream products, they are going to go bad. I have too many for me to realistically use up in my lifetime. Number 7, what is the biggest category of your collection? I don't know for sure. I would guess it's eyeshadow palettes. They certainly take up the most space as far as square inches of my makeup collection. I do have a lot of lip products too, but they don't take up as much space, so they're not as offensive. But I have a ton of lip products and I have a ton of eyeshadows, like a lot of people. I also have a ridiculous amount of blush, like way more than most people have. I think my blush collection is pretty obscene as well. I really went on a bender with blushes for a few years, buying every blush I could find. What is the smallest category of your collection? I would have to say eyebrow products. I really didn't get into doing anything to my eyebrows until a couple years ago. I'd been putting makeup on for years and not touching my eyebrows at all. And just over the last couple years, I've started using brow products, mostly because of project panning. Like I had them and I wanted to get my numbers down, so I started putting those brow products into projects, and then because I was using them, I started seeing that I actually thought it made my brows look better. Even though I have pretty decent brows without anything in them, they do look a little sparse in the front part, and I do think a little product in them helps them to look better. So that being said, I have no urges to collect or buy brow products. It doesn't do it for me. There's no attraction between me and brow products, so I have what I need and really no more. And I've never felt the urge to buy brow products just because somebody recommended them. Like, that category is really under control. It just doesn't do it for me. Number 9, do you have a holy grail in your collection? I don't think I do. I've thought about that question a lot. I've watched some other people do that tag, and I was interested to see what their answers were. But no, I don't feel like I have a holy grail in my collection. And I feel like, although I am moving more towards higher end makeup products, like I'd rather, if I have $100 to spend on makeup, I'd rather spend $100 on some high-end makeup than buy a lot of cheap makeup. One, because sometimes I do think higher end is nicer than drugstore. And 2, I'm trying to decrease the amount of numbers I have. So if I can only have so many makeup products, I want them to be my all-time favorites. I want them to be like the best of the best. What that means, I don't know. It's hard to know. I have Wet n Wild products that I love very much. I have Maybelline and Revlon products that I love very much. So I think that's part of my problem, is that I love all of my makeup, regardless of how expensive it was, regardless of anything. I just love it all. So it's really hard to say this is holy grail or this is holy grail. Another thing that makes it really hard to call anything holy grail is that I just feel like the makeup industry in general is very fleeting. It doesn't make much sense to fall in love with any product because nothing really lasts in the makeup world anymore. Like, you fall in love with something and then it's gone. Before you know it, they've discontinued that product altogether. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me personally to feel like anything is holy grail, because before you know it, it's going to be gone and there'll be something else out there that's hopefully better than what was there. But it just feels like the makeup industry as a whole is coming and going way too quickly to throw around words like holy grail at all. Number 10, do you ever wish your collection was bigger, smaller, or is it complete? Yeah, smaller, obviously. I've been project painting for years now, and the goal of project panning is to have less. The goal of my low buy is to have less. It's not about spending less money, it's about having fewer things. I don't think that this home that I'm living in currently is going to be my forever home. I do think we will be moving to a different house at some point in the future, and the thought of having to pack up all my makeup and move it is completely overwhelming. The thought of having to pack up this whole house and move it is completely overwhelming. But my makeup alone will take an entire carload to move, because it's not going on a mover's truck. We know that. I'm not putting my makeup on a mover's truck, but it's gonna take an entire trip to go from one house to another with just my makeup alone. And that's daunting. It's a daunting thought. So yes, I do think I have too much makeup. If you guys don't know, I did a series with Jessica and Amanda last year called How Many Years? And basically we used a formula that we found off of Reddit to calculate how many years of eyeshadow, blush, highlighter, and lip products we own. And assuming that those calculations are correct, and from what I can tell, they are an underestimate, not an overestimate, I have many lifetimes worth of makeup in all of those categories. So yes, I do have too much makeup, and I wish my makeup collection was smaller, for sure. Number 11, how often do you declutter makeup in your collection? If you know me at all, you know the answer is never. I've never done a video where I've sat down and said, it's time to declutter. I have a goal to have 50% less stuff than what I have now. I love watching those videos and I find them very fun to watch, but that is not my process at all. The thought of just making a sweeping judgment like that is like overwhelming and scary. The way I declutter happens much more organically, and I know a lot of people have to go through this process as well. I know it's not just me, but I'm absolutely one of those people that has to use the product, work with it, and determine I cannot make it work in any way, shape, or form, and then I'll declutter it. And usually at that point, it's just going in the garbage, because honestly, if I can't make it work, nobody can. And I don't mean to say that in a bragging way, but I will try every way humanly possible to make a product work so that I don't have to declutter it. So if I cannot make it work, it's garbage. Or I'll give it to Hazel and she'll use it up in like 2 seconds, because Hazel is a super panner and she will finish up that product like nothing. She'll put it on a paper and turn it into art, or she'll cover her whole body in it and she'll take care of it like it's nothing. Number 12, do you ever get envious seeing other people's makeup collections? Heck yes, I absolutely do. I am one of those people that has that little bit inside of me that wants what everybody else has and doesn't want to be left out. And despite my own personal goals to eventually own less, there's a part of me that wishes I could be as carefree as I used to be, and wishes that the old Paula could still just buy whatever she wants and have it come and have boxes arriving to her door every day. I miss that. I really miss that. And so when I see other people still doing that and enjoying it, there's a part of me that really misses that, because that brought me a ton of joy, and it has taken an unbelievable amount of willpower to stop that process, because I have decided that it's more important to get these numbers down and get all this under control, and to buy things that I can realistically use and enjoy, instead of just buying them for the sake of buying them and then hoarding them for years and years. It has been really hard to go through that change, and I'm very envious of my friends who are not doing that. I wish I didn't have to. And I don't have to. I could stop at any point. I could be like, screw it. I'm going to go back to buying whatever I want. But I'm really trying to make this work. And I'm trying to do what I feel is the right thing. And sometimes I wish I could just be the old irresponsible me who buys whatever they want and doesn't apologize for it. Number 13, who on YouTube has the best makeup collection video? I feel like it's been a long time since I've watched a makeup collection video. And typically when I do watch a makeup collection video, I'm watching my friends who are also project panners. And so generally it's not some extravagant, like, oh my gosh, look at their makeup collection kind of a video. Like, these are people that have been working for years to get their numbers down and they're showing their progress. So those are typically the makeup collection videos that I watch, but there were a couple of videos that came to mind when I saw that question. I will never forget watching the makeup collection video of a YouTuber. Her name is Stars Hollywood Jessica, and I bet a lot of you guys know this video, but she posted a makeup collection video and oh my gosh, she's just a regular person. Like, she's not a makeup artist. She's not a full-time, well, she might be a full-time YouTuber, but she's not like an Emily Noel or a Nikki Tutorials. Like, she's just a regular person, but oh my gosh, her makeup collection is pretty outstanding. And then while I was looking for Stars Hollywood Jessica, I ran across Desi Perkins' makeup collection video from 3 years ago. And I remember watching that and thinking that it was pretty amazing. So I will have both of those videos linked down below for you to check out if you haven't seen them yet. But those two jumped out to the forefront of my mind when I saw that question about the best makeup collection video, because Desi Perkins is this like big time YouTuber with millions of followers, and you know, she gets paid to do what she's doing. So I would assume that she would have a pretty awesome makeup room, makeup setup, makeup everything. I would just expect everything Desi does to be kind of fabulous and awesome. But then on the other side, here's just this other like regular person who loves makeup the way I love makeup and is not a big time YouTuber and artist, and I can relate to Jessica so much. And if I had the means, I could easily see myself going in the same direction she did with her makeup collection and just turning a whole room into a makeup storage. But somehow I've managed to resist that urge. Darn children. And instead, I'm trying to get my numbers down and decrease my stash rather than dedicating a whole room to my makeup. But I admire those of you who have makeup rooms. I really do. And the final question is, what's some advice you'd give to a future makeup collector? That is a really tough question. And I think the reason it's so difficult for me to answer that question is that it really depends on the person. You have to know who you are before you get into makeup collecting. Are you the type of person that has friends and you can give your makeup away if you don't like it? Because if you have that personality and you have people in your life that you could give makeup to and share makeup with, if you're not into what you bought, there are no rules. You could do whatever you want. But if you're like me and you have those hoarding tendencies and you hold on to things and you don't want to let them go, be very careful. Be very careful about how much makeup you buy, because you will be overwhelmed very quickly. It does not take that long to accumulate a lot of makeup, and it happens overnight. I would seriously warn people against getting subscription boxes. I don't think it's a good idea to do those subscription boxes. Yes, it's a ton of fun to have a surprise package show up at your door every month with some products that you would have never bought. Yeah, it's kind of exciting, but that money could be spent on products you actually know you would want and will use, rather than a box of 5 things where maybe you'll use 2 of them and the other 3 will just sit around. I also think that although I don't think that everybody is going to be a project planner. I don't think it's for everybody. I think that everybody should at least get an idea of how long it takes to use something up. Like if you've never used up a lipstick, maybe you should try to use up a lipstick before you buy 50 lipsticks, because then you'll have a better idea of how long it'll take you to use up 50 lipsticks if you now know how long it takes to use one lipstick. And that's very eye-opening as well. But like I said, if you're the kind of person that can give your makeup away and you have a sister or a cousin that will gladly take it, none of this advice applies to you because you're fine. You're not a hoarder like me. And I'm definitely more aware of the people that are like me that have this tendency to hold on to makeup and like seriously collect it. Not just like, oh, this is my makeup collection, but no, it's mine and I want it and I'm gonna keep it forever. We're a unique group of people, and I guess my message is for that small group of people within the beauty community that cannot let go. All right, guys, those are the 14 questions in the makeup collection tag. I hope you found my answers somewhat interesting. If you want to talk about it anymore, leave a comment in the comment section down below and we can continue this conversation. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I do hope you consider subscribing. If you know where Georgia Harris went, let me know. I'm curious. I'm prepared to send out a search party if I need to. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.